Yo, what's up guys? So in this video, we're gonna teach you guys how to design t-shirts using Canva. All right, welcome back to my channel. My name is RJ Martinez. In this video, I'm gonna give you guys a breakdown on how to use Canva to design shirts for platforms like Merch by Amazon, Redbubble, Teespring, upload designs to Printful, Shirtly, Etsy, wherever you're uploading your designs to, right? Spreadshirt, you name it, right? So if you guys don't know who I am, I have sold over 150K in royalties all time on Merch by Amazon. I know a lot about print on demand, right? I have my fair share. I sell on Redbubble and of course any other big print on demand site I sell designs on, okay? If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, give this video a thumbs up if you have any questions down below, and watch to the very end. So let's get into the computer. All right, guys. Yo, what's up? So we're right here in the computer, and first things first, okay? Doesn't matter what software you're using or whatever platform you're trying to use, web-based platform. If they have illustrations or any graphics or anything like that, you want to make sure it's okay for commercial use. And obviously, all free media on Canva can be used for free for commercial and non-commercial use. All right. So that right there is like when you go onto any platform, okay? If you're uploading designs and you're selling and making a royalty off of it, you want to make sure it's okay for commercial use and read the terms and service on any platform that you're selling on. So very important that you guys understand that. That's like step number one, right? Because you don't want to do nothing and then end up getting in trouble or having to pay someone back because you made a boo-boo mistake, right? Very important. So always research and see which, if it's good for commercial use, okay? And then step number two, making designs. The process is you want to research, okay? If you're going into a new niche, okay, you guys want to make sure you're researching to make sure there's a demand for this design in that niche. If there's sales, people are buying and spending money. So if you're designing for Merch by Amazon, right? Designing for Redbubble, you're designing for Etsy, designing for Spreadshirt. If you see that, if you're leveraging these platforms and seeing that they're actually making sales, if you can go on Amazon and check and see if there's a BSR, you can see that they're making consistent sales in this niche. Very important. Okay, if you can use tools out there like Helium 10, see if there's a search volume on Amazon for this, and you look on the front page, and pretty much almost every single design on that front page has a BSR. That means that's a sign, right? It's telling you, hey, there's a demand in this niche and it's making sales before you start designing. Yeah, so the first things first, that we can see that we're good. We're in the clear right here so far, right? Next thing, okay, you can mess around on Canva for free, but then they have a 30-day trial, right? It says it's $9.95, but when you come over here, it turns into $12.95. That's for the year if you buy it up front for the annual subscription, whatever it is. But if you do it for the month, it'll be $12.95. All right. And it's a 30-day trial. So, all right. So it'll tell you too before you check out, it's like, this is going to cancel. We're going to remind you before we bill you in 30 days that you have your free trial is going to end. So this is a challenge within itself, right? So if you're doing this, like, I recommend you start getting to work, start doing your keyword research and diving into niches that you have, like, it's giving yourself a good chance to make money in, right? So if you understand this, you have 30 days, right? When you sign up, you have 30 days. So you need to get to work after, like, as soon as you sign up, get to work. It's time to get to work, get your butt in gear. So first things first, I would do keyword research, right? I want you guys to do keyword research and then start designing and making sure, of course, to check for your trademarks and all that stuff. Make sure you're not designing for anything that's trademark or anything like that. You don't want to get in trouble. You don't want to get no rejections or any of that fun stuff. Like I said, make sure there's a demand, trademark check, then design. Okay, important. Understand that. Okay, and then the next cool thing, right? So after you sign up for that, one of the coolest things that I've seen on this platform, they just have different templates, right? This is really awesome. Okay, YouTube thumbnail, you can see that it has a template already there for you, so you're not searching all over Google. But I would recommend you, so if you're let's say we're designing for Merch by Amazon, we'll use it for this example, or you're designing for Redbubble, or even just you're designing for Etsy, Spreadshirt, whatever the heck platform, we'll just use Merch by Amazon. So you can see that it's giving you like the dimensions here, right? Boom, 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 boom. Awesome. Now, like you kind of like you come in here, when you come in here, you want to see, let's click on t-shirts, right? And the cool thing, this is not the correct size, but for the dimension that we're looking for, the correct dimension, I'll do it right over here next. But this is really awesome how it's kind of giving you inspiration, right? This is really cool, okay? It's kind of giving you ideas. And that these right here, they're kind of like the templates. And you can just see what is going on here, right? Home is where my dog is. That's dope. Right? Okay. This is cool. Pop culture t-shirt. And it's giving you ideas. And I love this a lot. I love that so much, right? And also, too, no affiliate, none of that stuff. I just want to kind of bring this to your guys' attention. It's a web-based, right? So you don't need to take up a lot of space on your computer and all that stuff, right? It's web-based, so it's it's beginner-friendly, basically. And this is cool. Even if this is another way to do even research, right? To see what's going on, see what Canva's doing over here to kind of give you some inspiration. This is cool. So yeah, so this is cool. I kind of wanted to bring that to your guys' attention. If you guys run out of ideas or whatever the heck it is, you can come over here and see, okay, what's going on. That little pocket design says Pride, okay? Little pocket design, that's cool. It's really awesome. So, say for example, let's do, this is an example, guys. So we're gonna come over here to create design. I'll come over here in the right-hand corner, create design, custom dimension. I'm gonna do 4,500 by 5,000. And then we come over here to Amazon. If you guys aren't aware, the sizing, okay? Over here with Amazon, 4,500 by 5,400, right? And that's what I did over here in Canva. See, 4,500 by 5,400, right? Come over here to elements, right? And another thing too is you can actually upload your own illustrations, stuff like that, right? That's really, really awesome. Okay, so if you want to use your own illustrations, which I recommend you do, it's really cool. But you can see when I clicked on elements, it's giving me a lot of ideas. Hand-drawn animals. This is really cool. Now with the paid version, right, which I signed up for, with the paid version, you can do a lot. It gives you a lot of good stuff, a lot of different elements, different illustrations and stuff like that. Let's type in dog paw. Boom. Okay. This is awesome, dude. Really cool. All right, let's do dog dad. All right, let's come over here to text. Come over here to the cool. Also, too, let's see. Background. Okay, this is black, and this is real cool because you guys can I can resize this too. By the way, all right, and also to the backgrounds. Kind of. Let's turn it to red so I can see where and you can see where the little purple lines kind of center it for me. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Now remember, the way I like to design shirts, I like to put them on the chest. All right. So kind of, let's see where the middle is. Boom. Okay. Right there. Let's do that. Okay. Let's get a font. So let's mess around with this a little bit. We're gonna come over here. Let's get a font. And it's giving us a lot of cool stuff too, and I love this. We're gonna do dog dad. Okay, so dog space. We're gonna space dad. Right, and then we're gonna make it a little bigger. We gotta turn that paw a different color. I'm not feeling this right here. This font for some reason. I'm not feeling that font. Real simple to change too. Look at that, boom, easy. I'm not feeling that font. Maybe turn the paw a little bit to the side, but I'm not feeling this font right here. So I'm trying, guys. I'm trying.
A few moments later.
Dog dad. And it just feels a little off to me. I don't know what the heck it is, but I'm just doing this for an example, right? It feels a little off. This is definitely by any means not good at all. I know it. I feel it. But this is just an example, okay? Boom, boom, boom. Just not feeling that at all. Don't like it. But okay, we're done. We're done with this right here. So we're gonna put the white background, right? And then we're going to come over here. Say we're done. So we're done with our design and everything and all that cool stuff. We're going to come over here to download, right? And then we're going to want to be a transparent background, PNG, right? And then we're going to go ahead and just press download. Okay. And it's going to be preparing the design, prepping up the design for us, right? And then we're going to come over here to Amazon and we're going to see what it looks like on the shirt. And boom, right? Of course. Now this is a really important thing too as well. You guys can see how this thumbnail is. You guys want this to be a little bigger. Okay. So if you come back over here to Canva, because we just downloaded it, right? We want this to be a little bigger because, and this is a perfect example too as well, by the way, because this is really small, right? And you want it to take up the whole space on the shirt to where, let me edit this. Okay. You can see this, right? We want this to be a little bigger. Okay. And excuse my horrible, crappy design, but we want this to be a little bit bigger because when the customer is scrolling up and down on their phone, this is going to be a little small, right? And we want it to be really big. So when the customer is scrolling on their phone, they see the design, they notice the design, and they stop, right? So very important that you guys understand that. And this is a perfect example by looking at this thumbnail that this design is a little too small, and I want to make this a little bit bigger. So what I would do is go over here to Canva and basically make sure, let's take up the font a little bit bigger, right? But we're not going to do that in this video because this is just an example, but we want it to be bigger, right? And then look at simple change to, let's change it back over here to whatever. And I mean by bigger, like, because remember, we can just grab, let me see. Let me move this so I can grab that, bring that down. And this is what I mean. Like we want it to be really big. Okay. We want it to be big. And that right there, guys, is going to help you. It's going to help. Might as well just do it, right? And trying to make it like the same size almost. All right. And we're trying to make it as big as possible. Okay. And then boom, a little better. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come over to download, transparent download. And then we're going to come back over here to Amazon.com. Okay. Let that thing download. It's almost done. Okay. It downloaded it. We're going to click on here and then we're going to upload it again. And this is exactly what I mean. Now look at this one. Okay. Look at this design. Look at the difference. You can see how big it is and how much space it takes. And then this is cool because this is a perfect example of how the design should be, right? You don't want it to be really small because the customer is not going to be able to look at it and not going to be able to see it on that thumbnail. So very important. Really good tip right there, guys. If you guys have any questions at all, please comment down below and check out my other videos right here.